Well, it's been over a month now since the Ipob sit-at-home order has been taking place and happening in most of the eastern parts of the country, and it has really dragged down a lot of businesses, schools, and even banks and all other commercial activities going on in the state because it is a sit at home. It's like a total strike. So, and there were about a few days ago, there were reports that the sit at home order has been lifted indefinitely. But of course, there were reports also that that was not true, that the sit at home order must continue. But of course, some states have already started activities, and Imo State is not left out. And today, being Monday, they decided to go out fully as businesses, including banks and schools and others, were opened, and they forfeited the sit at home order by the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, in the state. It's been a long time. People need to make money, people need to live. So definitely. And yes, we decide to bring a report of the latest that is going on in some of the um, southeastern states that have been experiencing the IPOP seated home order. And now that it seems like some of them are over it and have resumed, well, I'll bring you details of what went down today. But please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, turn on the notification bell. Also, ensure you get updated when you turn on your notification bell. All right, friends, without further ado, it says that businesses includes banks and schools resume. Yes, sit-at-home fields in Imo State. Businesses include banks, schools were opened on Monday as the sit-at-home order by the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob eased off in Imo State 1 month after. Our correspondent who monitors the situation reports that while vehicles flooded the roads in all parts of the state, buses rendered intra-city services in urban centers. Commercial activities in such areas as markets and business centers as well as banks operated maximally. Public and private schools witnessed large turnout of pupils, students and teachers as civil servants were seen in their offices at the State Secretariat on Port Harcourt Road, Owerri. When our correspondent visited some secondary schools and higher institutions in the state, it was observed that normal activities have resumed in full swing. At Nekede Secondary School, Umudibia, in Owerri West Council area, students were seen entering the school premises as early as 7:30 a.m., while those sitting for the WAEC entered for their mathematics, unlike last week Monday when some hoodlums disrupted the examination in some parts of the state when the students sat for the English language exams. Activities also resumed at some higher institutions. Students of Federal Polytechnic Nekede Owerri were seen doing their registration when the nation visited the school. The public relation officers Everest Wansu said workers and students have resumed. And in Enugu State, the suspension of the sit-at-home order by the indigenous people of Biafra on Monday witnessed a partial compliance by residents of Enugu metropolis. Market, parks, malls, petrol stations, and restaurants opened, but major roads and streets witnessed low traffic and turnout of residents, making business activities not to peak as usual. At Abakba, some shops and offices opened, while at Mayor Market along Agbani Road, traders and buyers were busy, despite attempts by some youth to scare traders who were in the market with rumors of impending attacks. At the state secretariat, dozens of workers who came to office were later seen at the pavement discussing in groups. However, no commissioner or government appointee was seen in the office when our correspondent visited the secretariat around 10 a.m. on Monday. A handful of commercial buses and keke operators were seen rendering services at most persons were seen trekking along the streets. There were reports only that two banks in Ogui Road opened for business as at 9 a.m., while most others, particularly the ones on Old Market Road, did not open at all. Also, only few shops, supermarkets, and restaurants and bars on Ogui Road, Obiagu, and new layouts opened. However, no shop, petrol station, office, or bank opened on Presidential Road. At the Agbete and New Market as well as Old Park, a few traders opened shops with the majority of hawkers also doing their businesses on the areas known as Holy Ghost and Express. Our correspondent also observed increased patrol of policemen on the streets of the metropolis. A trader at Ogbete Market, Jude Anaba, said he came out because he was tired of idling away at home. Anaba, who is a phone accessory dealer, said, I'm glad that people are gradually coming out. Many people are still afraid because there are people whose job is to go to house to spread the falsehood that they still sit at home. But if you look at Old Market Road today, you will still notice that some vehicles are still loading and conveying passengers to various parts of the country. That's a good development. With what has happened today, I believe the sit at home will be a thing of the past. I want to specifically commend transporters for for not disappointing us. If they had stayed away today, the whole thing would have been a mess. Anaba used the opportunity to call on the state government to prevail banks to come out and do their businesses, which indeed I believe other southeastern states should also have resumed. Well, congratulations to them because they've really stayed away for a long time. I wonder how most people will be feeding in their houses because it was really a trying and tough time for most of those people living in those states. It's not easy staying at home, not doing anything. How do you feed your families, not going to work, and all of that? Even those paying the salary, how do they do it? There's a lot that has really gone down, and there's a lot that must have, been destroyed in the course of sitting at home by the order of the indigenous people of Biafra, that is Ipob. Well, thank God they've resumed and good. Please, I hope that everyone puts hands on deck to ensure that they grow their businesses, the schools, and even the general state at large in the southeastern part of the country. So, guys, that is it. Please drop a comment and also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.